Okay, so I have a question now for the audience. I'm hoping to see a lot of hands. How many of you are going to GDC?
How many here are actually for anything game related, like a program that game art, game development, game production? And there's only like 2 people going?
Yeah, all those GDC arms should be the same.
Okay, so if you're not going to GDC, how many of you are going to the East Coast Game Conference? Oh, not enough hands. You guys need to look that up. It's right in the Carolinas. Me too. Yay.
And I'm helping run the leadership track, so just saying, you want to come hang out with me in North Carolina?
So even though there weren't a lot of hands, I think it's still a great question. Hopefully for some of these folks who didn't get to go this year, they'll look at going next year. What are the key things to do and not to do at a conference like GDC?
Don't get drunk.
Word.
Don't get too drunk.
Yeah.
Maybe get a little. If you're underage, definitely don't get drunk.
Bad Jameson. Don't get drunk.
So it turns out, again, my YouTube channel, I did a whole video on like do's and don'ts and survival skills of GDC. For me, the main things are, don't worry about going to like all the talks and panels and things. Like if any of you are like, I want to go to GDC, but it's very cost prohibitive, you should still go anyways and just get the student badge and just stand in the hallways and talk to people. Okay, yes. I've been to GDC, I've been to 12 GDCs the last 10 years in a row I've been going, and I have been to, last year I went to 2 talks and one of them was my talk. Okay, so I don't really go to the talks anymore. I just stand in the hallways and talk to people. And that's where the value is coming. The value is from the connections. The career pavilion used to be this huge thing. There used to be 50 studios. I think this year there's 4. Right, so don't go expecting that you're going to get a job on the show floor, or even that you're going to get an interview on the show floor. Go trying to like meet people, but also be very specific. Like if you want to work at Blizzard, then your goal should be to go to the Blizzard recruitment party. Like almost everyone I know who works at Blizzard got their job at that party, right? So if you have this dream company, that's the place to shoot for it. If you're like, I want to work on Pokemon, and you're like, okay, go find like, we all have badges that say what we do, and just like walk up and be like, you work on Pokemon, I'm going to talk to that guy, right? So he doesn't work on Pokemon, but be very, very specific about what your goals are for going. If your goal is just to have a good time, go have a good time. If your goal is, like my goal last year was to see all of my friends who I hadn't seen in the previous years. That was my goal. It was very simple. I went and had lunch and dinner with those people and just spend time. So have a specific goal of what you want to do. Sleep, drink lots of water, sit down when you can, don't take stairs, ride the escalators and the elevators, because like it's a lot. San Francisco, learn the layout of San Francisco, because GDC is right on the edge of the Tenderloin district, and that's super dangerous.
It's gentrified, it's safe.
Yeah, okay, we'll talk about that later. We've talked about enough shootings and things, but there's a lot of things to be prepared for, but in general, like most of that is the same over any conference. If you go to E3, if you go to ECGC, if you go to GDC, if you go to DICE, if you go to E3, they're all the same, right? Like take care of your health and have specific goals set in mind, and go to make friends. And everybody's there because of video games, so you already have something in common with every person there. So it's like, what games are you playing? Like that's the question, you're done. Now you're on a 4-hour conversation with some random person. Take business cards.
And remember, a lot of these professionals, they're very friendly to students or someone who just recently graduated, because all of us have gone through that track. Mm-hmm. So do not be afraid to engage someone, because if you say, I'm a student or I just graduated, they'll be like, I'm gonna help you. Because that's what we do in the game development community. It's like we're about helping other people, because we're not trying to be selfish and like, oh, you're gonna take my job. It's like, you're gonna make more games, I'm gonna play, and I want you to be successful. So always keep that in mind, when you graduate, people just want to talk to you and help you. And, like we said, so many mentors you can find there, and you will learn. And a lot of times, like, you just learn from like a 30-second conversation. Like, you learn so much. It doesn't need to be a 4-hour conversation or 5-minute conversation. 30 seconds is all you need, and you can find something profound.
Oh,
So-
don't put, sorry, one last thing. Don't put student on your business cards or your badge, because that's there are a group of people who will automatically ignore you if they see that. So just, if you're a programmer, put programmer. If you're if you're a designer, put designer. Put whatever it is you do, especially what you want to do, on your business card and your badge. Don't put student, because there's a group of asshole people who automatically will shut down and not want to have a conversation with you.